Well, welcome to Summer Connect 2017. Today is July 7th, and as you can see, we're on a different platform today. Um, we like to be able to rely on technology, but sometimes technology is not our friend, okay? And today is one of those days. So we decided to be able to go live on Facebook and bring the broadcast to you all um, in a different way. So I'm joining you guys from Dallas, Texas, and I have a live studio audience, if you will, with me here in Dallas. That are so I'm joined by a few friends and just people who pray for our ministry, who invest, and who really kind of care about what we're doing. So first off, you probably are wondering, well, where was I last week? And so a couple of different family events happened that I'll show you right now. One is that my cousin got married, so I had a chance to go and see that wedding. But the most important one is that my nephew was born. Okay, so I have a whole lot of light. If someone can kill that light for me real quick. That's one light. This light right here. Can we see it? Oh, no. There you go. There's a little feedback. But this is my little nephew. Can you see him? Uh-oh, I got to get better at this. There's little Elijah. So he was born last week Sunday, and he's 6 pounds, 30 inches. And as my brother says, he likes to do three things. He likes to eat, he likes to sleep, and he likes to poop. And he hits that rotation consistently. So I spent some time yesterday just, while he was in the midst of that rotation, sleeping. And I just stared at him for like 15 minutes. So I can't wait to see him again. And I try and FaceTime him as well, but of course, he's not that interactive. Last week, we had a contest that Lee, our stand-in MC, did, where we challenged you guys to post how your hub group is kind of doing your pre-show time. So a lot of you all are eating. I know a lot of people here are eating. And actually, this is a random fact that I saw today. And I hope it's true. But I saw that today is National Fried Chicken Day, okay? I'm with the room full of people who said, yeah, that's right. It's National Fried Chicken Day. But I know you all had different things that you were eating and just kind of hanging out with. And I think food just kind of brings us together. It's a great way to connect. And so we asked you all to post a picture with the hashtag SummerConnect17. And we saw different pictures from Crew UNF in Florida and a young lady named Ruth Ayisa. Girl, if I didn't pronounce your name right, I apologize, okay? But I loved your pictures, just how you all are connecting and just celebrating the holidays. But there was one picture from Andrew Johnson with Crew in St. Paul, Minnesota, and he's our winner for this week. So we'll post that picture. But thank you so much for participating with us. And next week we'll have another challenge. Moving right along. All right, so this week we're talking all about crossing cultures and what does it look like for us to have relationships with people who are different from us, whether it's ethnically, culturally, racially, whatever it is. We really want to be able to press into what it looks like to have those different relationships and even see how God uses those to bring about his redemptive change. So this week we'll hear from Michaela Gregory. But before we get there, let me do a few more announcements. Can I have my in-studio audience say announcements? Announcements! All right. Y'all look like you want to know some things. So let me find some papers, get myself straight here. Okay. Announcement number one. This is actually pretty cool. So it just so happens that my college roommate, her mom is here with us, along with her husband. And we met probably about, let's not put dates to that, but we met a while ago. And part of that is that I remember I got two letters when I initially was going off to college. One was from our university, the University of Houston. Go Cougs. Go Cougs, okay. And so I got two letters, one from the university telling us who our roommate was, and then the other one was from a Christian organization, just kind of inviting us to a welcome event. And so I had a chance to talk to my roommate and just kind of get to know her a little bit more before we moved in together. And also I knew that there were going to be Christian organizations at the campus that I was at ready to receive us and ready to welcome us and just help us along with our Christian walk and our relationship with God. Well, we also want to be that to other students. And so Crew has this initiative called College Bound. And last year in 2016, we saw 7,000 freshmen, incoming freshmen, linked up with upperclassmen who are part of Crew, who kind of help them acclimate to their campus, and also help them get plugged into Crew. So this year we want to do even better, and our goal is to see 60,000 incoming freshmen in the year 2017 get plugged in and get linked up with an upperclassman with Crew, and you all can help do that. I think there's just a lot of people, even here with our in-studio audience, who know what it's like to step on campus your freshman year, not really know a lot of people, maybe get caught up in some stuff, whatever it is. But we want to kind of help you all out and kind of link people together. And so what we're going to do for our Faith Step Challenge this week is we're actually going to send you all a training video. And this is a way for us to learn how to connect these freshmen with these seniors even before they get to campus using social media. And so our hope is that we would be able to see all those people connected before the school year starts. And we'll send out those details. So our hub leaders, you all already got those emails. And to be honest with you, I got the email and I was kind of like, I don't really know what this is. Let me keep it moving. So now I'm explaining it to you. It's a cool idea, and it's just an opportunity to plug people in. So you all can take some time this weekend and work through that video, work through the training, and then start connecting. All right, and so next week we have a pretty cool challenge, and I might get some audience participation for this, but what we're going to do is we want you to invite someone. Wait a minute, let me get some audience participation really loud. All right, so what we're going to do is we want you to invite someone to watch Summer Connect with you, all right? So we want you to do 3 things. Number 1, audience count with me, 1. Number 1 is find a person to invite. Now, sometimes our friends can be a little flaky, so think of about 5 of them, and so maybe one of them will work out, okay? Number 2? 2 is take a picture with them. Okay, take a few of them because the person who posts the most actually will win a prize. And number 3 is invite that person with you to your local hub. Now, if you win, if you post the most pictures, the winner will actually get an Amazon Echo Dot. Whoa! I didn't know what a dot was, so if you're like me and you had to Google it, an Amazon Echo Dot is almost like Alexa. And on Amazon it says it's a hands-free voice control device that uses Alexa to play music, control smart home devices, make calls, and send and receive messages, provide information, read the news, set alarms, read audiobooks from Audible, and more. There you go. So start inviting, start posting, and we want you to use the hashtag SummerConnect17 and hashtag Stepping Out in Faith, okay? So hashtag SummerConnect17, all one word, and hashtag Stepping Out in Faith. All right, so our next contest for the week is that we want you all to take the next 2 weeks, all right? And we want to see your hub post as many pictures of what you all are doing. And the winner gets a Snapchat Geofilter. Whoa! Y'all, I didn't know what that was either. But a Snapchat Geofilter is, here's what I actually had to Google. If you see the red, like that's what it said. All right, geofilters are creative overlays. They capture where you are and what you're setting up, what you're doing, and set it up to snap. Create your own and surprise Snapchatters in the locations you choose. Doesn't that sound like fun? Yeah. Okay. For an introvert to me, I'm like, no, thank you. I'll pass. But for you, you probably like that stuff. So what we're going to do, I want you to, wherever you're at, get with your hub, get your phone out. I'm going to get with my hub. So some of you all can come up here right now. Y'all looking at me like I'm crazy. Come up here right now. And we're going to take the next few minutes, once I open my phone, to take some pictures and post. Y'all know I post twice a year. All right, come on, guys. So we're going to post this picture using the hashtag SummerConnect17 and hashtag Stepping Out on Faith, in Faith. Yay. Okay. So post your pictures with the hashtag SummerConnect17 and hashtag Stepping Out on Faith, and hopefully we'll see who's the winner in 2 weeks. But definitely, we want you to flood the timelines. And I really believe that as people kind of know how you're spending your summer, that they're going to wonder what Summer Connect. And that might give you an opportunity to share a little bit about what we do. So our last one is that we have Summer Connect t-shirts, and those are available online for a minimal price until July 21st. So you can go to www.cru.org/summerconnect. Again, that's www.cru.org/summerconnect. And we really have a great deal. We have a variety of colors. We have men's fit. We have women's fit. We have all sorts of stuff. So buy a t-shirt. Don't get left out. Next week, we'll hear from the executive director of Crew, Daryl Smith, and Daryl, myself, and the summer project team that works on operations will all be coming to you live from Colorado. So you definitely want to check into that. So without further ado, we'll have Miss Michaela Gregory talk with us. And Michaela is actually someone that I consider a fast friend. We talked earlier this week. Michaela hails from the University of Ohio State. She was part of Crew there, and she also helped to start impact chapters in her area. And she works with the ministry, I hope I get this right, called Redeeming Partners. I think I got it wrong, but it's okay. She works with the ministry that's focused on really helping people to bring about diversity, crossing cultures, and really kind of bringing those gaps together that a lot of times we still see right now in our country when it comes to culture and race. So without further ado, I hope that you enjoy Michaela's talk. Michaela, we're praying for you. And Hub teams, enjoy yourself, eat something. Today was unexpected, but I think we'll have a great time. I'll catch you later. Catch you next week. Goodbye.
What's up, Crew? This is Michaela. All right, we don't have that much time, so I'm going to jump right in. Okay, so I want you to imagine with me that it's tomorrow, and you roll out of bed, and you pick up your cell phone, and you see that you've gotten a message from your doctor. All right, just stay with me, don't freak out, don't get scared. But in this message, he says that he found something kind of wrong in your physical. So you give your doctor a call, and he gives you the horrible news that you only have a week to live. Okay, I know that's kind of morbid, but stick with me. So you only have a week to live. So what are you going to do within that week's time? So in that week's time, you go and you call your moms and you call your pops and you tell them that, I found out some bad news, and I want to tell you that you've been great parents to me. And you begin to go and talk to all your friends and family, and you tell them how much they've meant to you. And after you say your goodbyes and your well wishes to everybody, you settle yourself in the bed and you say, I'm going to pray. And this isn't just any type of prayer. This is the prayer where you're like, God, I want to pray for all the people that I'm going to leave behind. I want you in that mind frame to think about, you've got 7 days to live. You're leaving all the most important people in your life behind. What is it in that moment that you're going to pray for? That brings us to John 17. That's the exact same place where Jesus was. He was at the end of his life, and he settled himself before the Father, and he said, I'm going to pray for those that I'm leaving behind. And out of all the things that Jesus could have prayed for, this is what he prayed for us. So if you have your Bible, stick with me. John 17, we're going to start at verse 20. It says, my prayer is not for them alone. I pray also for those who will believe in me through your message, that all of them may be one, Father, just as you are in me and I am in you. May they also be in us, so that the world may believe that you have sent me. I have given them the glory that you gave me, that they may be one as we are one. I and them, you and me, so that they may be brought to complete unity. Now wait, y'all, this is the best part. Then the world will know that you sent me and have loved them even as you have loved me. Now, I know some of you may have heard that prayer before. You may have read it in Bible study. You may have read it in Sunday school. But, I don't even think in our human comprehension we can really understand what it was that Jesus was praying for. Now wait, now look at the words that he said. He said, I'm praying that they would be one as I and the Father is one. Can our human mind even begin to comprehend the type of intimacy that this triune God experiences? Can we even begin to understand that when the Father feels, the Holy Spirit sees, and Jesus is in the mix and he feels it, he sees it, he experiences everything that the triune God experiences? That's what Jesus prayed for us. That when one of us is sad, the other one can feel it. That when one of us is excited, the whole body gets excited. That when one of us is quietly contemplating in prayer because there's something heavy on our heart, that the whole body would be heavy because one is heavy. That's what Jesus prayed that we would experience. Now, this is the thing. I think that in the body of Christ, one of the hardest places for us to experience that type of oneness is usually in cross-cultural relationships. Now you're saying, Michaela, is that still true today? Well, let me tell you this. Martin Luther King Jr. said over 60 years ago that one of the most segregated hours of the week is 11 o'clock on Sunday morning. I hate to say it, but 60 years later, that's still the truth. And so I just believe that God saw all the way in the future, and he knew that we as a body would need that prayer. So I know you're thinking, we've heard these kind of talks before, and what does that mean? You may say, I don't even know how to develop a cross-cultural relationship, or even if that's important. I just want to refer you back to the text where he said, when they experience that oneness, the world will know that there's something different about us. So yeah, I think us experiencing that type of cross-cultural relationship and interaction, the way the triune God experience it, is important. So you know what, let me just take you on a little journey. I want to share a little bit about my story. When I was at the Ohio State University, you have to put the V in front of it or it doesn't count. It was my freshman year. I just happened to be skipping class that day. Don't skip class, go to school. But there was a knock on my door. And I opened up the door, and there was this dark-haired, curly, cheesy-looking white chick. And she said, hi, my name is Carrie Walker, and I'm here to do follow-up cards on an evangelistic outreach that we did with Campus Crusade for Christ. Is your roommate Susan home? Now, Susan, she went to class, so she wasn't there. And so, I didn't think too much of it. I'm like, nah, Susan's not here. So Carrie went to turn around to leave. She said, thank you. But something stopped her, and she turned back around, and she said, I've been really praying that God would bring an African-American woman in my life to help me with issues of racial reconciliation, and I just want to have a relationship like that so I can be a learner. And I'm like, okay, good luck with that. That's cool. Now you have to understand, my only interaction with white people up until this point was either racist interactions or work. So on a significant level, this was a little strange for me. And so I'm like, all right, that's cool. And she's like, I was wondering if, from time to time I could just stop back and maybe we could chat, maybe we could talk. And I'm like, yeah, it's a free country, whatever you want to do, that's cool. So she left. Now, I never forget when Carrie left, I got on my knees, y'all, and I prayed for her because I thought this request was so unusual and so crazy. Y'all, I did one of them drop-dead Pentecostal prayers. Y'all, I got on my knees and I started speaking in tongues, and I was like, God, send her that African-American woman that she's praying for. God, do it in her life. God, I think it's crazy, but God, would you do it? Joke was on me. I didn't even know that I was going to be the answer to my own prayer. And so Carrie did come back. And every time it seemed like I was skipping class, it just seemed like Carrie would knock on my door and she would just be there. We began to chat, we began to talk. And you know what, our relationship got so cool that I even got a chance to go to southeastern Ohio where she grew up on Tickridge Road. And, I got to have, some of her cooking, and she gave me the baked potato with some cottage cheese and broccoli on top. I still don't know if that's a Kerry Walker thing or a white people thing, but it was pretty cool. It was good. And then she got to go where I grew up in the hood in inner city Toledo, Ohio, and she got to see some fried chicken and some candy yams and some macaroni and cheese. You know how we do. I fed her well. And then after that, our relationship just started to grow. We really began to go beyond I got some black friends, or, I got some white friends. We began to go beyond the cliche and the face of unity to really begin getting into each other's lives and getting into each other's chili. And then it got so good that at one point she said, Michaela, the Lord's really been putting it on my heart. I'm like, okay, here we go again with God putting stuff on your heart, Carrie. What is it? It's my sophomore year at this point, and she said, God's really been putting it on my heart to go to Central State University, which is a historically black university about 45 minutes from Ohio State. And she said, will you go with me? I said, all right, cool, let's do this. So we trekked out every Tuesday, and I'll never forget the first day that we actually went to Central State. It was a rainy day. Now check this, y'all. The first day that we headed on campus was the O.J. Simpson verdict. Yeah, that's what it was. So we sat in the car in the rain, and I was like, Carrie, I don't know if this verdict go bad. Taking my earrings off. Every black person know what it means when you take your earrings off. I don't know, man. They might not welcome you here on this campus. But as y'all know, the brother got off, so we went into the dorms, and everybody was happy and celebrating, and, everybody wondered, well, who was this black chick with this white chick, and what was they here for? And so we began to develop Bible studies and relationships, and even got to the point where people was like, where's that white chick, with that black chick, that teach Bible study? They began looking for us. They began asking us to pray. There was something unusual and something insanely evangelistic about a white chick and a black chick that said, I'm going to take the gospel of Jesus Christ to the nations together. When it seems like everybody else was in racial discord and racial tension, what was it about these two women that decided that they would go together? And so I don't want to deceive you and make you think that as you venture into this world of developing cross-cultural relationships that it's going to be all easy roses and lily pads, because believe me, it's not. I'm going to share this story with you. I remember one time we went on campus, and we went to the trunk to get some tracts because we were going to share the gospel that day. Now, I've done some missions trips in inner city, and I know that sometimes they use those green tracts that's said to be more relational. It's called developing a relationship with God. And then there's those little yellow tracts that crew uses, and they're called the 4 spiritual laws. And it's said to be used on college campuses because it's written in a very intellectual way, the way the college students like to think. And so Carrie goes to the trunk, and she pulls out the green tracts. All right, y'all, I'm having an issue in my mind because I'm thinking, why she pull out the green tracks? Oh, she think because we black, we wouldn't understand the yellow tracks. I mean, y'all, I was tripping. I was like, Carrie, after all we've been through, now mind you, I'm saying this in my head. I'm not saying this to her. After all we've been through, you just like every other white person. Why you gonna pull out the green tracks? You think we stupid. Oh, that's what it is. Even though this is a historically black university, you think we wouldn't understand the yellow tracks. Now, mind you, this is all in my head. I haven't said anything to Carrie. So we're going about our business. We're sharing the gospel. Actually, that day, one woman accepted Christ. Her eternal destination was changed. And all I could think was, but why she got to come to Jesus through the green tracks? Why couldn't she come to God through the yellow tracks? I mean, y'all, I am tripping. I am having a fit in my mind because Carrie pulled out these green tracks. And of course, Carrie, knowing me as well as we knew each other, she said, Michaela, what's going on? I'm cool, yay, Jesus. Chick just accepted God, hey, I'm all feeling it, okay, but not really. And so she's like, let's go to the basement and let's talk. So we get in the basement. She's like, Michaela, what's really going on? I took a breath. And I said, Carrie, I'm a little upset because you put out those green tracks. And I know what those green tracks mean. I know because I've been to the inner city of Chicago. I've done missions trips, and I know that they use those green tracks because they say that that's supposed to be more relational, and you think we stupid. You think we wouldn't understand the yellow tracks. Is that why you put out the green tracks? I mean, you need to explain something to me because I thought we was cool. I thought you was different. I didn't think you was like every other white person. You just think we wouldn't understand those yellow tracks. I mean, y'all, I went on and on and on, and Carrie was so gracious. She just sat there and she listened, and she shook her head, being Carrie. And after I got done and expressing my heart and being angry and going off, she looked at me and she said, Michaela, I can understand why you would feel that way. But really the only reason why I put out the green tracks is because I ran out of yellow ones. And I was like, oh, okay. Now, in that moment, you know, had we not been in a place in our relationship where we could be honest with each other, quite honestly, I would have never gone on staff with Renew Partnerships. I would have never committed my life to diversity training. That would have been the end of it. I would have walked away in the middle of a blessing that God wanted to drop in my life because I was so hung up on the enemy trying to break apart what God wanted to do. But we didn't walk away. We were committed and we stuck with it and we were in it together. Now, I will say this. I know that everybody out there, you're not believers. Everybody out there, you don't have a relationship with God, and that's okay. This is a safe place for you to seek and for you to learn and ask some questions. But for those of us who do have a relationship with Jesus Christ, the only way that you can develop a relationship, whether cross-cultural or otherwise, that can be lasting is through Jesus Christ and through the love that he gives. And so, you know, I just want to challenge you on this point. I don't know what environment you live in. I don't know if you've had some Carries come through your life and you've walked away because she pulled out some green tracks. I don't know if you've had some Carries knock on your door and you were in my place and you shut the door because of hurt that you may have experienced because of racist interactions that may have happened to you. I don't know if you're in a position where you're right in the thick of things and you're right there and you're experiencing the sweetness of a cross-cultural relationship, but it's at the place where it's just getting really hard right now and you want to walk away. You know what? Before you make any moves, before you shut the door, can I just remind you of that last verse? And then the world may know that we are his disciples because of the way that we choose to love one another. That there's something bigger at stake. Not only is the world watching us, not only is the Black Lives Movement watching us because they're looking for some sort of connection. They're looking for someone to understand. They're looking for someone to get it. If you're in the middle of making a decision, can I submit to you today that Jesus knows and he's bigger than the hardness that you may be experiencing and that there's a bigger picture. And that's knowing and that's seeing that the nations come to know him. And not only that, can I tell you a little secret? I actually started to enjoy those baked potatoes with cottage cheese and broccoli. Don't y'all tell nobody. I actually started listening to Michael W. Smith and Jars of Clay and some of them white artists that I'm not really supposed to like because, you know, I'm a black Pentecostal chick. You know what? As we began to interact in each other's lives, we began to understand and celebrate this creative God that we serve. So there's a blessing in it for you too. It's not just an evangelistic thing, though it is beautiful to evangelize in that way. But there's something deeper there. It's getting to say, God is bigger than me. God is bigger than this relationship, and he's insanely creative, and we can delight in the differences in each other. Carrie didn't try to make me act white, and I didn't try to make her talk slang and act black. We just enjoyed the differences in each other. So I just want to say this to you. There's something good about craving connection and the sweetness in it. So I don't know, y'all. If she pull out the green tracks, don't trip. Maybe she just ran out of yellow ones. Thanks, Charlotte. Back to you.